Let's talk about AI first.
AI first.
I was so
I know you have an opinion on it.
I do. And if you would have actually asked me a couple weeks ago, I probably would have had a more bitter tone about it.
What made that change?
AI is going to have to get better at designing hands.
Yeah.
Before I'm worried about it.
So it's not initial, like already you're like, it's not as good as they say.
It's not as good as they say yet. I did get some AI headshots made just to test it out. And I'm like, dang, it looks so good, but it still doesn't look real fully yet.
Sorry to cut you off.
No, you're
When you say you had AI headshots made, what do you mean by that?
So it's an app called Remini, I think. And you just type in, like, they have like base models that they use, and then you upload, I think, 5 to 30 images of yourself, and then they take those images of you and they make it into a headshot. Either you're in Paris or in an office that you don't have all the things.
Is that a free program?
No, I think you have to pay for it. I think there's a free trial, and then you just cancel it, which I need to cancel. I'm really glad that you brought that up.
Okay.
I'm really glad that that is where my totals add up for the month, is the subscriptions that I did free trials for that I didn't realize.
That you need to cancel soon. So was it not good enough, or was it pretty decent?
It was pretty decent. I did one where I was like, it like generated my future baby, and it literally did look like a child that me and Logan would have produced. It was good, not like scary as in like, oh my gosh, there's a baby.
The baby looks real?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I'll have to show you on my phone.
Yeah, show me at the end, because I just feel like that stuff never looks real.
So it doesn't look the most real. That's the other point that I wanted to touch on, was it still looks kind of cartoony, I think. But I mean, this is new, so
it can get better.
5 years from now, it can get so much better. I follow these people on TikTok that make A Court of Thorns and Roses book series. They make fan videos that are animated with AI, and it's like watching the TV show. It's not perfect yet. It's kind of choppy with their mouths and stuff, but it's as close as us that love the book are going to get to the book being exactly like the TV show, you know? And it's kind of cool, but it's kind of scary, because it's like, where do we go from here? I am not worried about it, because I just feel like the kind of work that I produce isn't like any other photographer, and it's also not going to be like AI. I'm taking everyone's personal content. So let's use Fernway as an example, the distillery I just worked for. Okay. AI could not create the emotion that I created in those photos. AI can't capture a moment, that's actually happening. It can only go as far as the person writing it can descript it. So if you have someone that can't even be super descriptive, they don't use a lot of adjectives, things like that, it's not going to be as good anyway. It's very hard.
Yeah, I tried using the Photoshop.
Yeah, and I haven't played around with the Photoshop yet.
And it's a trial, right? Or it's a beta is what it is, right?
Okay, probably, yeah.
And so I bought it for this product that I was trying to mess around with. And like when you watch videos, like TikTok's all on it, YouTube's all on it. It's all over Facebook and Instagram, all social medias. And they make it look like you just circle something and then you type something in and say, change this to this. And it just instantly does it. It's not like that at all. It's not like that at all. Like I had like a little, literally like a 1/8 of an inch or 1/16 of an inch that I just need to fill in and make it look clean. And I circled that spot and I'm like, fill in with same color or whatever. And it could not get it perfect.
I'll have to show you how to do that. Use Content Aware next time.
Okay. Well, yeah, someone that maybe knows what they're doing, but
still, it's not user friendly.
No, it just wasn't as simple as it was on.
No, and I think that's where you're gonna kind of run into that. I think it would be a useful tool for photographers at some point. Like today, I told Sam I took some pictures while I was with her. And I said, man, I wish I could just like AI some lash extensions on my face. She's like, you probably can. I'm like, yeah, but at what point are we like going too overboard, And I think that's just, I feel
like people have imperfections, and I feel like the AI doesn't create those imperfections that people have. And I feel like like when I'm looking at it, I'm sure there's some out there where people could fool me. Yeah. I'm sure there is. but I wonder how much of them is really just like take a photo that's completely unedited, very basic, and then just thrown in AI and then told it what to do, or if those photos that are really hard to see, like the difference between AI, I wonder if those are like AI generated and then edited by a human. I wonder what the difference there is.
There is a couple of photographers that when it first came out, I believe they were using the Photoshop version. I actually could barely tell that it wasn't real because I was just scrolling, and there's some photographers that do editorial work that already like do a lot of editing, heavy editing, lots of bold colors, lots of airbrushing, things like that. So I just thought it was one of those, and I got to looking, and I finally read the caption. It's like, I've always dreamed of doing this session. AI made it possible. That to me is where I see the problem. Is I've always wanted to do this session, and now I just did it with AI. You didn't do it. AI did it. And it's it's just not as fun. If you want to shoot in the desert and then you used AI to shoot in the desert, that's not the same thing.
Yeah.
To me, but I think it all just, and I'm, you know me, I'm a fence rider, so I can see the good and the bad, but like everything with our society, I'm just afraid, I think that they'll just overuse the bad. But I'm not worried as a photographer. And I even saw a girl on TikTok post her headshot from Remini. And she had said, why pay a photographer when you can just get your headshots like this? And I commented, and I was like, I don't know, because I need to pay my bills.
Sure. Yeah. Do you really think it'll come to that point, though, that it'll take over?
I don't think it will. I was always worried about cell phones, and there are cell phone photographers now. The iPhone 14 Pro Max has a pretty good camera that I know a few people that use. That it'll just never be me.